Hey guys, Aaron here. Today we're going to be replacing a battery on a 2015 and newer Ford F-150 truck. Now lucky for me, this isn't too hard of a job. However, there is a couple tips and tricks along the way I'm going to show that can extend the life of your battery and your battery cables. Now when it comes to purchasing a new battery for your truck, there's actually two different options that you could purchase. A 48 group size battery and a 94R group size battery. The 48 group size generally comes from about 650 to 750 cold cranking amps, depending on where you buy it. And 94R is a little bit larger at 790 to 900 cold cranking amps. So if you have, let's say a King Ranch or something with a lot of electronic options, I definitely recommend you stay with the 94R, even though it is a little bit more expensive. And this particular truck that we're working on today is a 2015 King Ranch with a 3.5 liter V6 engine. This battery is a couple years old, not too much corrosion. There's just a little bit down here on the negative post. We're gonna go ahead and take care of that. But before we begin, let's go over the parts and tools we're gonna need to get the job done. All right, so we need an 8mm socket, a 10mm socket, a ratchet. We're also gonna need some battery cleaner and some battery protector cleaner, as well as a little wire brush to clean the battery posts. I'll go ahead and throw a link in the description of where you can purchase these parts for a good price. Also, we're going to need some gloves. Keep in mind we're dealing with acid, so we need to protect our hands. Really don't recommend doing the battery replacement without gloves, and some rags just to clean up any messes that we have. Now the first thing that we want to do is to go ahead and disconnect both battery cables using our 10mm socket. Next, on the left side of our battery, we need to take our 5/16 or 8mm socket and remove the single hold down on the side of the battery. Now that both of our battery cables are off and our hold down is out, we can go ahead and remove our old battery. If you do have some corrosion on your terminals, which we do, just be careful not to get that corrosion on any of the plastic or wires that are down here. As you can see, there's a lot of gunk here in the battery tray. I'm gonna go ahead and take a rag. If you have a vacuum, that may work as well, and try to clean all these debris and sand and everything out before we put our new battery in. Now that our tray is nice and cleaned out, it's time to go ahead and clean up our cables. I like just to take some rags and stuff them in here. You got to be mindful that this acid is very corrosive and it can actually harm your skin. So just be mindful of that. If you have some gloves, now is the time to put them on and put the rags underneath so none of that acid or fluid gets down and starts corroding anything that we don't want it to. See it turning color there? A little red there. Just want to go ahead and let this soak in for a minute or two. Now we're going to go ahead and take our little wire brush here and clean out the cable. Now that our cables are all nice and clean, let's go ahead and put our brand new battery in. Starting with our positive terminal, let's go ahead and put it on. Now we can put on our negative cable. Now that everything's put back together, before we go ahead and start it up, we're gonna go ahead and apply our battery terminal protector. This is a protector that goes over the terminals and the cables of the battery to ensure that no corrosion gets inside of there and starts forming. apply a good amount just to coat it good. So that pretty much wraps up this video. I hope this video has helped you out, showed you some tips and tricks to prolong the life of your battery and replace it. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave something in the comment section, and also check out the links in the description for the parts and tools that I've used. Thanks for watching as always. See you next time.